Stella speaking. Establishing contact with the Red Ribbon Elites.
Contact successful.
I suppose this time there's no point asking for a team report.
He went ahead of us. Not too surprising. The target is Goku.
Goku has 19 presets, over double that of the entire cast, generally boasting average health, ki, and stamina, above average basic attack, very above average strike supers, and slightly above average ki blast supers. When customized, he has access to combo type B, health type B, technical type B, and strike super type B, generally resulting in slightly above average stats at the least and above average stats at the most. He has 3 points within his combos that allow for extension and 3 knockdowns, and he's the basis of the 4 Goku clones who all share the exact same combos as him, being Captain Ginyu in his body, Super Saiyan God, Blue, and Goku Black. His Dragon Throw grab is noteworthy for being able to start combos near stage walls, something other characters share with him as well. He has the Power type Ki Blast, and he owns the most skills in the game. His Kamehameha is a 9-hit Ki Blast skill that sees its user do something very iconic that doesn't need to be described. It can be charged to deal more damage and become a 15-hit attack, and if fully charged while transformed, it will warp the user to the opponent before firing. His Super God Fist is a 1-hit cinematic strike skill that sees its user dash a short distance forward to punch the opponent in the face, sending them into a short tumble and allowing for a combo to begin or extend. While it does function as a command grab on contact, it can be blocked. His Super Dragon Fist is a 3-hit strike skill that sees its user lunge at the opponent to punch them, kick them up, and launch them back down. The final punch acts as a hard knockdown and can allow for a combo to begin or extend when used closer to the floor. His Kaioken Assault is a 1-hit strike skill that sees its user launch forward to tackle the target, knocking them back. An additional input will see them begin rapidly draining their health to perform a 5-hit series of knockback attacks that end in a body blow. Both inputs are capable of starting or extending a combo. His Kamehameha Boost is a 1-hit strike skill that sees its user use a Kamehameha's momentum to throw themselves into the target. The blast itself can hit opponents behind the user, dealing slightly less damage. His Bending Kamehameha is a 1-hit Ki Blast skill that sees its user fire a slow but flexible Kamehameha that can be redirected to track the target with another input. His Spirit Bomb is a 17-hit Ki Blast skill that sees its user concentrate energy into a fist. Then the energy is thrown as a bomb that explodes on contact, or if it misses the first time, flies off screen for a time to then return and home in on the target anyway. His Kaioken Kamehameha is a 22-hit Ki Blast skill that sees its user perform a Kamehameha variant that costs 2 bars of Ki to use, but has a noticeable vacuum effect that pulls the target into the blast if they are close enough to it, and is stronger than a normal Kamehameha. His Instant Transmission is a skill that sees its user teleport directly in front of the opponent. At close range, it will teleport behind them instead. After reappearing, the user can immediately use a skill. It costs no Ki to use. His Spirit Boost is a skill that sees its user unleash a burst of energy that cancels out incoming Ki Blast attacks. It notably costs no Ki to use. His Turn Retreat is an approximately, and depending on the opponent's size, 6-hit strike evasive skill that sees its user spin like a top to damage the opponent. Its direction can notably be changed at any point during its spin, and when used well can allow for a combo to begin. His Spirit Explosion is a 1-hit strike evasive skill that sees its user push a Ki burster by themselves to damage and knock nearby opponents back. It can also cancel out incoming Ki Blast attacks. His Dragon Fist is a 14-hit strike ultimate that sees its user lunge forward with a knockback kick before charging through the opponent with a cinematic punch. As one of the stronger strike ultimates, it costs 5 bars of Ki to use. The punch itself cannot be escaped if it connects, but it can be blocked. His Super Kamehameha is a 24-hit Ki Blast ultimate that sees its user perform a larger and much more powerful Kamehameha. His ×4 Kaioken Kamehameha is a 15-hit Ki Blast ultimate that sees its user use a burst of Kaioken to perform a stronger and much quicker Kamehameha. Additional input during the move will use an extra bar of Ki for more damage, becoming a 43-hit attack and exhausting the user afterward. His ×20 Kaioken Kamehameha is a 23-hit Ki Blast ultimate that sees its user charge forward to tackle the opponent, knocking them around twice more before finishing with a Kamehameha. As one of the stronger Ki Blast ultimates, it costs 5 bars of Ki to use. His Breaker Energy Wave is a 24-hit Ki Blast ultimate that sees its user look down on the opponent before firing a one-handed energy wave. While it is very powerful, it can only be used once per fight and only when the opponent's health is already in danger. It's notably one of the only 2 ultimate attacks in the game that don't use Ki. His Super Spirit Bomb is a 14-hit Ki Blast ultimate that sees its user make a fist before rising to gather energy. After charging, the attack is thrown, gradually pulling caught opponents into the middle of it and allowing for a combo to start. It's one of the stronger 3-bar ultimates. His Warp Kamehameha is a 24-hit Ki Blast ultimate that sees its user prepare a powerful Kamehameha, but suddenly warp to the opponent to fire at point blank. It's one of the stronger ultimates in the game with a higher cost of 4 Ki bars. His Festival Super Spirit Bomb is a 17-hit unique Ki Blast ultimate that sees its user perform a Super Spirit Bomb as normal, but activate their Awoken skill during it in a cinematic scene before causing an explosion. It too is stronger than most 3-bar ultimates. When customized, Goku shares skills from his other forms and variants except GT, both Ultra Instincts and Mini, but goes on to share from Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, and Rosy Goku Black. He can use the Kaioken and Super Saiyan Awoken skills as well as the Super Saiyan unique to him in that it will never go beyond the first stage. He shares Super Souls from all his other forms except the Ultra Instincts, but has some inspired by his time as Kid Goku from Master Roshi, Jimizu, and Yuzukar. Unsurprisingly, he has many Super Souls of his own and even a couple that aren't necessarily his, but are exclusive to his customization anyway. His Sunglasses protects the user and all their allies from being blinded at all times. It has the auto Just Guard Limit Burst effect. His Body, Don't Let Me Down, activates when using Kaioken, raising the power of basic attacks by 15% and gradually draining the user's health. It has the Attack Up and Ki Auto Recovery Limit Burst effect. His Goku, the legendary Super Saiyan, activates when using any Super Saiyan transformation, boosting the power of strike skills by 15%. Its Limit Burst is also Attack Up and Ki Auto Recovery. His I'm Still Not Used to This form also activates when using any Super Saiyan transformation or Golden form, boosting the power of the user's Ki Blast skills by 20% and gradually draining the user's Ki. Its Limit Burst also has Attack Up and Ki Auto Recovery. His Time to Go All Out activates when the user's health is below 25%, boosting the power of both basic attacks and strike skills by 10%. It has the unique Super Kamehameha Attack Up Limit Burst effect. His Unleash Your Power, Do It, boosts the power of the user's Ki Blast skills by 20% when their stamina is full. It has the Defense Up and Super Armor Limit Burst effect. His This Is a Real Kamehameha boosts the power of the user's Ki Blast skills by 20% when using any Kamehameha skill, as in regular skills, not ultimates. It has Attack Up and Ki Auto Recovery for its Limit Burst.
You got me there. That one was pretty good.
His I Hope You're Reborn as Someone Good this time fully restores the user's Ki anytime they KO an enemy. It has the Auto Health and Stamina Recovery Limit Burst effect.
We're gonna win next time.
His If I Don't Do It, Who Will temporarily boosts the power of the user's strike skills by 30% for 10 seconds when using Dragon Fist, activating only once. It has Attack Up and Ki Auto Recovery for its Limit Burst. His Hey You, Ready For Me activates 30 seconds after a battle begins, and aside from temporarily forcing all opponents to lock onto them, boosts the strength of all their attacks by 10% and reduces all damage they take by 15%, all for 30 seconds. It has Auto Health and Stamina Recovery for its Limit Burst. His Whoa, It's Freezing Here freezes the user at the start of a battle and temporarily boosts the power of all their attacks by 15% for 30 seconds. It too has Auto Health and Stamina Recovery. Looks like I got a little carried away. Boosts the power of Kamehameha by 20% and boosts the power of its user strike skills by 5% each time Kamehameha is used, up to 6 times for a 30% total. It has the unique Kamehameha Attack Up Limit Burst effect. Behind that one, and that one temporarily boosts the power of its user strike skills by 15% whenever an after limit skill is used for 10 seconds. It has Attack Up and Ki Auto Recovery. As Quiet as the Sky and Faster Than Lightning permanently boosts the power of its user's basic attacks by 15% and movement speed by 10%. It has Auto Just Guard for its Limit Burst. Zudoroya activates when throwing an opponent and doubles the damage of it by pretty much doubling the power of basic attack damage for the throw's duration. It also has auto just guard. Your time in this fight ends now, restores a single bar of ki when instant transmission is used. It has attack up and ki auto recovery for its limit burst effect. His thank you Dragon Balls activates once when the user performs an ultimate attack, recovering 20% of their health and restoring 5 bars of ki and stamina. It has auto health and stamina recovery for its limit burst. His Give Me the Power to Take This Guy Down boosts the strength of all its users' attacks by 20% when assisted by an ally, with the effect increasing based on how many allies are assisting them. It also reduces the damage taken from all attacks by 15% when the user's health is below 25%. Assisting is what it's called when a downed ally is sending their energy to a healthy one. Hero's Flute and Emperor's Sign are both assist skills. It has the Revive Gauge auto recovery limit burst effect. His My Hobbies Are Reading and Sports reduces the amount of Zenny gained after battles to 0, but triples the amount of experience the user gains. It too has Revive Gauge auto recovery for its limit burst. His Let's Get Round 2 Started activates when the user's health is below 50% and restores all the user's ki, as well as temporarily boosting the power of all their attacks by 10% for 20 seconds. It has auto health and stamina recovery for its limit burst. It all comes down to this, restores all its users' ki and temporarily boosts the strength of their strike and ki blast skills by 50% one time for 30 seconds when their health is below 10%. It has attack up and ki auto recovery for its limit burst. His Now I'm Mad activates when the user uses an Awoken skill, boosting the strength of all their attacks, increasing their ki restoration, and increasing the damage the user takes from all attacks, all by 10% for as long as they are transformed. It has defense up and super armor for its limit burst. That's minus 10 points, reduces 10 bars of an opponent's ki when its user is hit with a heavy smash one time. It too has defense up and super armor. His Die activates once when using an ultimate attack while the user's health is below 25%, doubling the strength of all strike and ki blast skills for 5 seconds. It has auto health and stamina recovery. Overall, Goku is the fundamental character who is an example of one of the easiest characters in the game to learn and use. His combos are simple and have a balanced amount of flexibility between having 3 simple combo extensions and 3 knockdowns for setting up attacks or continuing combos, and none of his attributes are any more extreme or poor than other characters. 3 out of 4 of his customizable stats have above average offenses one way or another, with both combo and strike type B boosting all 3 forms of damage and health type B being more skill focused. And complementing these, he has an extremely large pool of both strike and ki blast skills, some of which are among the best of their kind thanks to being both powerful and easy to use. On the side of strike skills, Super God Fist is notorious for its ability to extend combos at the wall or floor of a stage, and uses of it will guarantee an eventual extension due to forcibly dropping the opponent closer to the wall or floor in question whenever it connects. While blockable, it still functions as a command grab when it isn't blocked, meaning it's dangerous for an opponent to try and banish or evasive skill against it, as it can waste their attempt if their timing against it is poor. It comes out quickly and deals its damage in a single hit, and together with its easy extension ability, it puts heavy pressure on the opponent to try predicting when it comes if they want to avoid being literally forced into a corner. Super Dragon Fist is powerful when all 3 hits connect, and just like Super God Fist, it has the ability to extend combos at the floor if it isn't knocking an opponent closer to it. Kaioken Assault is a much further reaching extender than the other 2 moves, as it can chase opponents even when used late after a knockback, and is otherwise extremely powerful if its additional input is used. Its power rivals even those of ultimate attacks for just 1 bar of ki, and it can still extend a combo after the fact if it doesn't finish an opponent off. Kamehameha Boost is another powerful attack dealing all its damage in 1 hit, and if he's in doubt, he has Super God Shock Flash available to counter and extend against opponents. On the side of ki blast skills, Kamehameha is the bread and butter combo finisher, able to launch quickly or charge for a stronger finish if need be, or even snipe a distant opponent trying to set up. Bending Kamehameha is popular for being a powerful 1-hit that can even finish combos after knockbacks, and its additional input can catch moving or attacking opponents off guard. If he's bold enough to have brought it, Spirit Bomb is yet another very powerful attack that is one of the only blast skills in the game that might be better when it misses, because when it does, it often travels far enough that it goes completely off screen and has very strong homing to track and attack the opponent a short while later, often catching them off guard. Kaioken Kamehameha is much stronger than Kamehameha with no need for a charge, and has a stronger pull effect for connecting the rest of it when it lands. He has access to times 10 Kamehameha otherwise to fulfill much the same purpose of damage dealing, except it can be charged to be even stronger than Kaioken. He has Burst Kamehameha available if he'd rather use a more versatile blast, and access to Piccolo's Equalizing Krillin's Destructo Disc gives him some stage control with an attack that can hit the opponent anywhere and push them back into a combo, or force them to evade and open them up to a combo respectively. He can also blind opponents to set them up for a combo or heavy smash with Tien's Solar Flare, restore stamina with Krillin's Rise to Action, and freely meet opponents with instant transmission. Spirit Explosion only costs 2 stamina bars, cancels out most incoming blasts, and its knockback can combo with faster starting attacks. In terms of ultimates, Dragon Fist can't be escaped once it connects fully and is one of the harder hitting strike ultimates in the game, although he also has access to Rosie Black's Divine Lasso for much the same purpose if he wants something with more range and accuracy. Super Kamehameha is one of the best Ki Blast ultimates in the game simply due to being fast enough to use after heavy knockbacks as well as being fairly strong. Times 4 Kaioken Kamehameha is both popular and hated as one of the fastest starting ultimate attacks in the game, able to be used after any knockback to pressure opponents with ease. And Warp Kamehameha is one of the best due to its higher strength and likelihood of connecting thanks to moving itself to its target's location. Both Super Spirit Bombs are fairly powerful, and thanks to the duration of the original's attack duration, it can allow for another ultimate to fire into it for a combo. He has a similarly large pool of Super Souls to choose from aside from his variety of skills. If he wants to focus on strike skills, he can do that with Goku the Legendary Super Saiyan, or looks like I got a little carried away. If he wants to focus on Ki Blast skills, he can do it with I'm Still Not Used to This Form. If he wants to boost both, he can go for Let's Make This the Ultimate Final Battle or Now I'm Mad. If speed is a concern, he can just go for As Quiet as the Sky and Faster than Lightning on top of its basic attack boost, which together gives him fundamental attribute boost, or he can go for the rank-changing Super Soul I'll mention very shortly. If he wants to cheese and be annoyingly strong, he can go for Zudodo Ya to start throwing out outrageously strong and impressive grabs, or bring Thank You Dragon Balls to essentially get a very free comeback in a match without even considering Limit Burst. He's the only customizable character at the time of this video who can use Your Time in This Fight Ends Now together with Instant Transmission, which not only takes him straight to or around his opponent, but prepares him with a free bar of ki each time. He was originally ranked one spot lower in the rank due to largely having to choose from the aforementioned Super Souls, often at the cost of other stat boosts as well as often having to deal with drawbacks and conditional activation from them, but even that changed after the DLC of November 2024, which gave him access to his mini version Super Soul, which provides almost all of the above advantages at no cost. Total speed and power boost and a temporary ki auto recovery, the only ki auto recovery he can have at that. So combined with his available customizable stats and skills, everything Goku has going for him allows for him to specialize in nearly any type of offense he wants, boasting plenty of strong options that ultimately make him one of the most flexible characters in the game as he can fit the playstyle of any player. However, his light combo knockdown finisher tends to drop online, and until he gets to transform or activate a Super Soul, his customizable stat choices don't reach the levels most other characters of his rank achieve, often resulting in lower damage without skills available to finish or extend his combos. None of his options raise his ki very far either, which can make getting to use said skills together difficult. So while his stats can be above average, none of them reach the extremes that other characters can reach without the aforementioned boosts. Super Dragon Fist is risky to use up front since if any of its initial attacks get just guarded, the rest of the strikes will fail too. The time it takes to recover from the attack is noticeably long also, making it equally dangerous if it misses. It also can't reach past the knockup, so it may not get to finish some combos or see use at all in faster fights for that matter. Kaioken Assault is largely inconvenient, dealing minimal damage for extending a combo on its first input and going on for far too long to consistently use at all outside of a stamina break on its second input, on top of sacrificing a dangerous amount of health in its process. Kamehameha boost needs knockdowns or other setups to land, being too slow otherwise to be consistent or finish combos. Bending Kamehameha has a limited range compared to his other blasts and travels slowly by comparison, so it's easily evaded both the first and second time and is vulnerable to punishment all throughout. Spirit Bomb, for all its power, demands the opportunity to be set up first, and no matter how it manages to get prepared, he is still essentially trying to set up an ult that any savvy opponent can and will break him out of. Kaioken Kamehameha, stronger than the normal version as it may be, still costs 2 bars of ki that takes away from his already limited ki's ability to use other skills, and that is very punishable should it miss or be dodged by faster evasives. Turn Retreat is expensive at a 3 bar cost, must be manually directed into opponents to make full contact, and otherwise can't defend for long against ongoing attacks from a distance. Dragon Fist is vulnerable to lag or knocking an opponent against walls, making its first hit fail to register properly. It also has no armor of any kind and takes a while to actually land, so it can easily be disrupted or fail to finish off opponents if he takes too long to, well, finish them off. Times 20 Kaioken Kamehameha, Super Spirit Bomb, and its festival version all have the same problem. His transformations are not only outdated but detrimental to him in one way or another. Kaioken drains and prevents the recovery of his precious stamina for mostly minor boosts, and going plain Super Saiyan at any level costs him ki restoration, which he very much needs to be able to use his awesome skills and ultimates. Kaioken's activation not having a blowback effect means it has no potential to disrupt an opponent, and Super Saiyan's activation being somewhat slow makes it dangerous to use without a setup first. Festival Super Spirit Bomb's transformation only occurs with the first form of Super Saiyan, meaning no Kaioken or Super Saiyan 3 powered Spirit Bombs. And most importantly above all, one has to remember the fact that fundamentally speaking, he is just balanced where it counts in terms of stats, combos, and the stats within those combos. So unlike most other characters sharing his rank, he won't just enter a fight and immediately dominate. His power comes from everything he's capable of being used together rather than just having one extremely strong action. He does have the famous 2-hit helicopter kick back hit that easily catches players not used to it, but for some it's just as infamous since if it gets just guarded, even the second kick is invalidated and it otherwise lasts longer than normal back hits to begin with, which can get it punished. Regardless, he is both easy to learn and powerful, so together with his massive customization potential allowing him to match just about any character he pleases, he has been given a very high place in the Z rank. If you've watched the analysis videos of the characters before him, you'll notice what we find to be an extremely interesting pattern. Characters are actually designed in some way or another around their actual lore. Goku doesn't start out extremely powerful and only becomes that way once he's using everything he has, which is the equivalent of Goku always holding back against his opponents until he knows they're truly a challenge. In that way, he ended up right behind Whis in terms of balanced Z-rank characters, completely fair and balanced fundamentally, but shockingly powerful once he's made up his mind to try. Yo.
Sorry I couldn't make it for this one, but we know you're totally capable on your own by now. You even knocked out the biggest report on the list by yourself. Anyway, I have personal interest in the next target, so I'm gonna come with you next time. The target is codenamed
Handsome Bubblegum. See you there.